Jasas.
Hola.
Vítejte. SYNAPSES Academy.
Welcome to the SYNAPSES Academy Podcast, a podcast in which experts from various fields provide their tips on sustainability citizenship in education. So-called new societal developments like environmental sustainability and artificial intelligence seem like isolated blocks. But what if we start looking at them as interconnected? How can AI support our mission of promoting sustainability citizenship? Today with us we have Daithí Ó Murchú, who has worked in education for years, is now an international education consultant, and as a busy bee, he keeps up to date with all AI-related developments, and he has a big heart for promoting a sustainable way of living. #There is no planet B. Welcome, Daithí. Today we're going to speak about the use of AI in promoting sustainability citizenship. Welcome.
You're more than welcome, and thank you very much, Gurv Mila Mahagut, as we would say in Irish, for the opportunity to share words of bought wisdom with you, I hope.
Sounds great. Just a recap on sustainability citizenship. We did a podcast on this at the start of this series, and we spoke with Professor Frans Bogner about it, about sustainability. And so before we dive into the topic of AI and the combination of AI and sustainability citizenship, I thought it would be good to quickly remind ourselves of what we said back then, where Frans Bogner highlighted basically the three pillars of sustainability citizenship.
Yeah, we reduced the sustainable citizenship to three columns. The first column, of course, is knowledge. The second column is the attitudes. And the third column is their behavior.
So that about sustainability citizenship. Let's now dive into AI and how AI can support SC, sustainability citizenship. So let's start by answering the question, Daithí, what is artificial intelligence, AI? Or maybe better question, what does it mean when you talk about AI?
Interestingly, we know AI has been with us for over 50 years. People have different interpretations. For me, when I talk about AI, I talk about a tool. I talk about applications. I talk about a system which can engage, enable, and empower human beings to engage more holistically, synaptically, symbiotically with what's going on around them. So AI for me is simple. If I wish to go from one side of a river to another, it's much easier if I have a bridge. So AI to me is that bridge. And how we cross that bridge is how we use AI, options and choices. So think of it as I do, a bridge between two sides of a river. We have choices and options, and it is up to us to decide how and where we use it, because it is a very, very powerful bridge, a powerful game changer, a powerful,
It seems to become more and more powerful. And I just picked up a quote which from a book I'm currently reading from a Belgian scientist, Lieve Scheres, and his definition is artificial intelligence is nothing more than a new kind of software that is good at recognizing patterns. Do you recognize that?
Of course you do. I mean, that's what it does. Remember, at the end of the day, artificial intelligence is nothing. And why? What makes artificial intelligence work are the algorithms. Right. The algorithms are coded by human beings. So when people blame artificial intelligence, I go, excuse me, how can you blame an artificial intelligence when it is an algorithm that was coded by the human being? It is the human being behind the coding that makes the artificial intelligence, and there are many dark sides, i.e. Darth Vaders, and many good applications, Luke Skywalkers out there, but that depends on the human being who put the coding for the algorithm. Don't shoot the messenger.
Okay, so I hear what you're saying, but then why is AI so important for education? Like, why are we talking about it today?
It's not just education, but again, the bridge. Do you want to swim across a river with a tide? Do you want to swim across a river that's in torrent? Or as we're in the case of Europe right now, swim across a river that's in flood? If you have an easy way of going across a river, would you not take it? AI applications in education now can engage, enable and empower everyone from the neurodiverse student or those that are considered to be special education needs, right up to students who would be considered to be differently abled, and all teachers and all stakeholders in between, to use these tools and applications to make their lives easier, to inform them in other ways.
Could you elaborate on that? Like, how does it make their lives easier?
Okay, let's imagine I'm a teacher, or I'm a head teacher, and I'm laying out an annual plan. And I basically have maybe a school of 160 teachers, and I have maybe 40 different subject areas. I can go into AI and I can say, you are an expert planner, if I'm using the correct prompts, in school education. Therefore, here are the following subjects over a certain length of each day into this, and I can put in the information, and AI will actually deliver a plan to me based upon the prompts I put in to make life that would otherwise probably have taken me months to put this Gantt chart together. Secondly, if I'm a teacher teaching a new curriculum subject and I want to introduce a variety of ways of assessment, what a dirty word in education, but a variety of holistic ways of doing it, I can put in my topic, my subject with the correct prompts, and I can ask the AI to design for me a lesson designed for learning, which is inclusive, diverse, which is within, for example, the quality standards of Erasmus or the European thing, which allows it to be assessed from oral, from a sense of oral, from verbal, from written, from all the aspects of multimodality. That is everything from visual to everything else. So it can actually make my administrative life, believe it or not, 1,000 times better. Also, I have a quiz to do with students. I have a quiz, let's say, for example, on sustainability citizenship. I can go in and say, here's a definition of sustainability citizenship. Please put together 10 different prompts for subjects which students can discuss, and blah, blah, blah. So from that perspective, AI is able to do things faster, quicker, more efficiently. Now, I am not going to argue here today, unless you want to, the ethical side. That's up to you to choose the correct ethical program, because we have the EU AI Education Act.
Can you elaborate on that a bit? A little bit? Of course, not this side, but what do you mean? What ethical side?
The ethical side of things is that Europe has come out now with the EU AI Act. There are 5 different levels of traffic lights. Most people have traffic lights. You have green for go, red for stop, and amber basically means, hey, get ready to stop. Or in Ireland, get ready to go. But imagine that Europe has 2 other colours in between that. So there are 5 levels at which every school, every aspect of European life should adhere to ensure that we're adhering to GDPR, ethical AI. Ethical AI means that AI is being used for good, for social good, for the good of the human beings. It's being used in a way that is ethically, professionally acceptable to humanity. In other words, AI is not being used to develop bombs or to develop missiles or to develop hacking coding that can destroy. So from an ethical perspective, following the rules of, let's be clear, what education in Latin originally meant, educo, to educe, to draw out, to lead, to develop from within. That's what ethical AI should do. It should draw out and develop from within that which is part of our education journey together, i.e. our sustainability synapses.
Yeah, because I see you've given a couple of examples of how you can use AI in education, in planning, in testing. How would you use artificial intelligence to support education for sustainability citizenship?
Well, first of all, I would probably say that I would have to define sustainability citizenship. We've done it in SYNAPSES. But to me, there are 2 words there. Sustainability, something that is sustainable, that has longevity, that actually builds upon and is continuous. And citizenship is something that every human being who lives in a country has the privilege of having. Citizenship also brings with it obligations. It brings with it certain aspects of what we are expected to do. So sustainability citizenship is that we are citizens citizens, we are honouring, we are giving, we are responsible for ensuring that our practices are sustainable longevity. The problem with sustainability citizenship is that most people think it's for the future. It's for now, because there is no planet B. But in AI, let's imagine we're building a school garden. I can go into AI right now and I can actually ask AI to help me to develop a school garden with herbs, with flowers that will cause pollination, bring bees back in, in that garden. Yes, you can actually ask it to help you to choose the correct plants. So for example, I'm in Roermond in Netherlands. What are the plants that grow best in Roermond for pollination that will draw bees? What are the woods that we can use that are sustainable to help us to develop or recycle or upcycle? And the AI program will design for you step by step, even if you ask it to do it over a period of short term, medium term, long term. Indeed, you can say, can you do this under a SMART goals model? So anything that we do in school, from green flags down to healthy schools, down to education for sustainable development, down to our science programs, whether it will be biology or physics or whatnot, or into history, we can actually use AI to ask the hard questions of that topic so that our school can become more sustainable and we can become more citizen. So we can be sustainability citizenship, citizens of sustainability in our school, to do something which is continuous today, now, because there is no planet B.
That's clear. And you think AI in itself is sustainable?
AI has been there for 50 years and most people don't want to recognize that. But now all of a sudden it's it's America's next top model. Is AI sustainable? AI is sustainable if people continue to use codes and algorithms. And by the way, it will write its own code. If you do something like Minecraft and you go into AI and you don't know how to do Minecraft, and you basically go in and you say something like, even, it doesn't matter, any form of coding, Python, you go into AI and say, write me a Python program whereby a following robotic system will do da-da-da. It'll give you the code. You don't have to understand it anymore. Is that a good thing? No. Is it a bad thing? No. But the reality is, I'm not here to argue bad or good. We're here to say, how can AI, as part of sustainability citizenship, engage, enable, and empower education to make life more inclusive, more diverse, more neurodiverse, more holistic, more symbiotically connected in schools. And AI can do that with the correct ethical, professional tools developed for education. Simple.
Yeah. And do you have an example of these tools? Because I think we all know ChatGPT by now.
Have you not met Claude? Claude.ai. Have you not met Perplexity? Do you not deal with DALL-E 3, Midjourney AI? My God, Myrthe, I can say to you right now, UNESCO have 20 major documents print or out at the moment with all the various aspects of what we should and shouldn't do. But I can tell you this much: my problem, and you didn't ask me that yet, my problem with AI is this.
Yes.
Every day I see 20, 30, 40 new tools, applications wanting me, again, I come back, to do something on this bridge between the two sides of the river. Every day there are literally hundreds of new AI applications coming on. All I would say to people is this: there are many of them that are free to try, but always ask yourself one question. It's like if you were an athlete, which shoes are the best shoes for me to run that race? For example, you won't buy a pair of spikes if you're running the Rotterdam Marathon because they're the wrong shoe. But at the same time, you won't wear a pair of soft sneakers if you're running a mountain run. So courses for horses, horses for courses, AI applications for specific applications, etc. So always ask yourself, what do I need the AI application for? And then research, look at what people are saying up there and choose at this moment the best one to engage, enable, and empower you. But I can guarantee you by tomorrow, there probably will be 10 other choices there. So you're asking me for it. It's at the moment, it's like a child in a candy shop that keeps evolving, and all the candies are there. You have to be careful. Choose well, because if you choose, like I said with the running shoes, if you choose a pair of spikes to run a marathon, man, you're going to suffer. Choose the right AI application for what you wish to achieve. What are your learning outcomes? What competences do you wish to address, etc.
Okay. So some broad search terms and then we'll get there. And this is all Googleable.
Everything is Mr. Google and Mrs. Google and then Google, and it's all Bing and it's all Gork and it's all this. Listen, everyone out there right now, Myrthe, I mean, God knows, I come from an era where the computer I had was a piece of chalk and a blackboard. That's the era I come from.
I remember those times.
Yes, I was born before, in Ireland, television came to our country. And now I'm surrounded by applications of technology that are working into such bytes. I won't even go giga. They're working at such speed and level. And all I can say is this. The important thing is there is no planet B. If we don't get planet A right, then AI or nothing else matters, because we're doing a pretty bad job at it right now. But AI can assist us on so many levels in education and in society to address the problems, for example, of green cities, of reducing carbon emissions. And students can use AI critically and creatively to understand, whether it's Paulo Freire's idea or beyond, it doesn't matter, to critically and creatively address the issue of climate crisis now, today, now.
And to be honest, you already hinted on it, but the part of sustainability is also personal sustainability and the workload that AI can take off if you know how to use it. It's something that we won't address right now, but it's something that you can think about. How can you sustain yourself with the shortages of teachers, of school heads, etc. This for now. Is there anything else about the subject that you would like to add for the moment?
No, except we have a lovely website put together called BioMe and BioYou. And I say BioMe and BioYou is everything we are and say and do. And the website is biomebioyou.eu. And it's been put together by teachers, for teachers, by head teachers, by pre-service teachers, by students. And that, like so many others, is out there. All I would say is this. Last word. Everyone is a BioMe, BioYou. Don't be expecting the next generation. Now. We live in the now. Sustainability citizenship is about being the citizen of sustainability, our responsibility now. Play your part.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you two questions, final questions, but I guess you already answered them. But I think one I still want to ask you, if you could give teachers and school heads one piece of advice on how they can start implementing sustainability citizenship in their schools, like an activity that takes very little time, very little money, what would that be?
Look at what you're already doing and just make it better. Don't change the wheel of the car if it's already rolling. Many of your schools are doing green schools. You're doing healthy eating. You're doing outdoor gardening. You're doing ecological. You're learning ecologies. Your whole school. So I would say, look at what you're already doing and make it more sustainable, more efficient. That's the best thing to do. Don't bring on something extra, because it could be the hair that breaks the camel's back. Do what you're doing well and do it better.
That's nice, yeah. Okay, then still one final question. Would you be willing to share one piece of climate advice that you have incorporated in your life with the listeners that they might be able to learn from?
The one I have is just for me. When I see a piece of paper or a can on the ground, I don't say, sure, someone else will pick it up. I just pick it up. And I put it where it should be. So the thing is, I don't leave anything for others. I take the responsibility as a BioMe and a BioYou, as a citizen of sustainability. Let's take responsibility, because, Myrthe, I'm so sorry, there is no planet B.
We can't repeat it enough. All right, thank you so much, Daithí, and thank you to our listeners at home. You are listening to an episode of the SYNAPSES Academy Podcast. For more information about Synapses or to learn more about our speakers, please look up the links in the show notes. This production was funded by the European Union and produced by the European Schoolheads Association. Views and opinions expressed are, however, those of the consortium only and do not necessarily reflect those of the European Union. Neither the European Union nor the granting authority can be held responsible for them.